It's hard to avoid the topic, and personally, I don't really want to be all dramatic about it, but while the situation hasn't been affecting me all that much, and I still enjoy playing the game as is, there's no denying that it's been pretty rough lately. So, let's just start with a quick timeline of what's been going on since the end of March. On March 24th, the Mount NPC Manny was broken, as well as the mainline quest for level 83 and 84. On the 6th, they reactivated Manny and confirmed that he was intentionally turned off due to an issue with the mount shuffling, and they also fixed the level 83 and 84 quests. Unfortunately, it was a couple days later on the 11th that items were sent out to the players who were still stuck on those quests due to having started them while they were broken. On the 19th of April, a new bond was added, and it was broken. Still is. On the 26th of April, a new path was added to the Temple of Eidolons, but it wasn't listed in the patch notes. And on May 3rd, they listed the temple there, but now they have shut down the fishing and archaeology. The server time has also finally been adjusted for daylight savings, but the resets are still active on the previous schedule, so it's not lining up normally. And, of course, we also had that whole everything is Spanish server incident, but that was handled really quickly, including presents for the affected servers, though remembering that I play only on the English server, the German server has actually been having issues with the Loca being in Spanish this entire time, so hopefully that can get addressed sooner rather than later. And looking at this, I think that X-Legend is still learning how to handle our servers properly, which is pretty frustrating. But I would like to point out that we are seeing improvement. No, really, I mean that. We can see a direct parallel between the Mount Shuffle NPC not working and thus being shut down, but not being told to us, and the fact that they have come out and told us that the fishing has been turned off this time due to an issue, though they didn't mention archaeology, and players are reporting that that's not working as well. Hopefully that will be fixed on schedule for next maintenance, but, you know, a lot of players are looking back and feeling like that perhaps we treated you too harshly to Gamiko, that Thanos meme. So let's talk about the stuff that we players have been saying that we want to see. And we gotta start with the Paragon. I think we actually have two camps right now, weekly and daily advocates. And yeah, I'm sure the daily people don't think that there's weekly people, but personally I'm one of them. X-Legend has been using the Paragon very differently from what GameEgo did, and again, I'm sorry, Team Daily, I'm Team Weekly. I like that I get my weekly RC and I roll it, and I don't need to debate whether to hold it for tomorrow or maybe miss something. I think this current schedule is a lot more friendly for free-to-play players, but it does depress the value of things on the Paragon. Specifically, we've got enough accessory forts, and lots of us would love to see some weapon forts up top there on the top row. Team Daily advocates for faster changes because this keeps the value of RC and goods higher, which benefits paid players more. Probably. Again, I'm Team Weekly and I'm free to play because to me, the Paragon having brand new eidolons and costumes and whatnot is completely revolutionary for free to play players, and the access to the trends buffs is completely new to us as well. So that takes us on to trends. Originally, I was pretty hyped about the new costumes for trends being on the Paragon because I could get them. Specifically, I got my hands on those Butterfly Queen pieces, and every day I'm torn between pulling them out of archive or leaving in so I don't forget to put them back in when I do my dimension hauls on alts. But here's the problem. They haven't been adding things to the archive consistently, so while sure, we can get our hands on these costumes, they're a pain to swap around if you play multiple characters to keep the buffs up. So I think it's really important for the archive to be updated to match with the trends. Not the least because I'd love for my Butterfly Queen to finally be free of archive jail. And next up is the item mall. I've said it over and over in my current Eidolons video series, but the mid to older Eidolons should be available for direct purchase because right now I just have to sit here telling you that there's no way to get them. I can rant on and on about how much you just gotta get Santa Tier, who is a very slow grind in game, or I can say Al-Andon is a really nice underutilized flame Eidolon and there's really just no way to get them. And that's to say nothing about the lack of contracts, the secondary pets that can add a lot of stats, or manuals. But our cries haven't been on deaf ears. And as I'm a GS, I am privy to some things that I can't just blab about willy-nilly, but I don't even have to use any secret intel to prove this. They recently ran an XP promotion similar to Tiered Spender, and it didn't actually require you to spend the XP to get the bonuses, just purchase. Which, in some ways, could be seen as a benefit as well, because on the previous system that Gamiko had, you actually had to spend your AP in order to activate the tiers. So I hope that went well, but for sure, people need something to spend that XP on. If the idea of selling Eidolon keys directly isn't very appealing, may I perhaps suggest the Eidolon gacha packs, maybe in limited numbers, could be on sale directly every week? One more small thing that I don't think a lot of people are really clamoring over, but should be addressed, is the monthly login. It has been the same since they took over, and I would love to see some seasonal specialties in there, especially on the accumulated days. With that being said, my personal philosophy is that I play games to have fun, and when I'm not having fun, I stop. Strictly speaking, I think the Butterfly Queen being the only archivable costume I've got handy is the only thing that's really impacting my personal fun as far as these bugs go. I know that this may not be true for everyone though, so everyone that's been diligently reporting issues and getting frustrated with the lack of fixes, I'm sure that frustration is coming from a place of love for the game as well, and we all just want it to be the best it can be. I don't want to say, quit if you're not having fun, because I don't want to tell people not to play. Honestly, I wish more people would join us in Azuria and we can all talk together about how great Tier is and how we should all just use Tier, but really, we all only have 24 hours a day and less to spend on things we actually enjoy once you get work and sleep out of the way. I love Aura Kingdom. If you don't anymore, don't you think you might be happier to find something else to fill that time and hard drive space? Gosh, I don't want to sound like I'm saying be happy or get out. I'm totally not. I'm not really satisfied with the recent QA slip-ups either. There are things that can be improved. Not talking about it at all isn't good for the players or the game either. It's just these doomers getting down on people or harassing players in the Discord that make me so frustrated. And yeah, as a mod, I don't like having to mute or ban people. But just letting people fester in circle jerks about how terrible everything is both not productive and just scares off new players. A new player joins the Discord and asks where to install, and the first reply is, don't. It sucks. Who wants to be in a community like that? Maybe Blue Archive will come out and the free anime MMO experience that everyone wants will finally be available in a fresh new game. There honestly hasn't really been that much competition in the anime MMO scene recently. And heck, I'll probably try Blue Archive when it comes out. But until then, and even after then, I'd love it if players looking for a fix of anime MMO came to Aura Kingdom and got to enjoy it without a hello directly followed by get out from some old jaded players. As for me, I still love AK and play almost every day when I don't get sick. I've got a little special something in the works too. I'm an absolute amateur for graphics, but I've got a little bit of gumption, and I adore my Aura Kingdom character, so stay tuned for some special stuff coming up revolving around those two details. I'm also planning to get the Holy Eidolons Masterclass out next week, and then I'll probably take the week off after that to play my way through Tears of the Kingdom. I took some time off of work for that. I also wasn't able to do any Genshin cooking this patch due to all the being sick and working overtime and not having enough coffee. So, stay tuned for hopefully that special something soon, and thanks for listening to me talk about some stuff here. Feel free to start up some discussions in the comments if you disagree with any of my points, or if you just want to have a little back and forth about what you think would be good for the game as well, but let's please be civil. Thanks, guys.